Hello learners, in this lecture we are going to see the room placement and the room elements and all the properties associated with it. So you can find the room and its associated elements in the architectural tab under the room and area panel. So let's check it out. So the foremost condition for placing a room is the need of enclosure. So if you have a wall enclosed by three sides only, then the room won't be placed. Okay, so let's check it out. So there are two cases, like the this one is not fully enclosed, that is the third side is not enclosed and we have an enclosed space here. So when I try to place a room in this non-enclosed area, I'm unable to place the room, but the same I move here. So whenever the room element gets an enclosed space, it automatically adjusts itself to the enclosed surface or the enclosed space, and we are able to place the room element. Okay, so the foremost condition is the requirement for enclosure. Okay, the enclosure can be of wall or the floor, ceiling, anything. Okay, as we have seen for all these elements that we have an parameter called as room bounding. Okay, so this room bounding is nothing but the barrier, or it senses or it acts as a uh, end for the particular room element. Okay, so if I just uncheck this room bounding, then the room element won't recognize this wall as an end or the termination, and my room would be unenclosed. Okay, so if I check back the room bounding, so now the room can check or like identify like this wall is as the enclosure or any wall. Okay, so for if any wall you change the room bounding to none or uncheck this one, then this wall won't act as a barrier or as an enclosure. It would be geometrically correct, but analytically or in terms of the room element and its association, the room won't be able to identify this as a boundary. Okay, particularly requires an enclosed space. So whenever you check the room bounding off, then the room won't be able to identify the boundary and it won't be placed. So in order to have the enclosure, you can have the room bounding checked and the space enclosed, or else you can have the room separator used. So you will have the room separator tool here. And if you want to close any space where there is no wall or any object present, so you can use the room separator tool in order to enclose the room. So previously we have tried, there were three walls only and the room was not catching the enclosed space. So when we are using the room separator, now it's enclosed, and if we try to place the room here, we can see the room is now being placed. So this is the use of room separator. Okay, so room separator can work in any fashion, like even if you model a or sketch a polygon here and try to place a room in between the enclosed space that is created using the room separator, you can have the room placed. Okay, and it's not recommended to use the room separator parallel to the walls. Okay, try mostly to use the room separators that are perpendicular to the walls and not with the longitudinal face of the wall. Okay, and if you want to delete these rooms, just select the room element and delete, but it won't be deleted actually from the room element as we have seen in case of the areas. So for that you need to go to the room schedule and delete the unwanted rooms. Okay, so if you delete the rooms from the room schedule, then all the rooms would be practically deleted from your Revit model. Okay, so in this way, this is the preliminary requirement for placing a room. Okay, so now let's try to place the rooms in our base model. Okay, so let's go to the room, and from here we have certain parameters. The first is the name tag. Okay, that is the room tag. If you want, these are the few tags available. Okay, you can select anyone as per your requirement. So let's go ahead with the default one. You have the upper limit set to 0, and you have the limit offset that is 2438. Okay, so the level that it's associated with is level 0, and you have the limit offset, that is the limit offset given to this particular room is 2438. Okay, and currently the base offset is set to 0. Okay, and here we have the dimensional parameters, that is area, perimeter, unbounded height. Unbounded height is the height of the room parameter, the room element. Okay, we'll check it shortly. And we have few more stuffs here, that is the number, room, any comments or any text you want to add, anything extra you want to add, you can have it added in these parameters. Okay, so now let's place the room, and just left click on the mouse and place the rooms wherever you find the enclosed spaces. Okay, so in this way our rooms are now placed. And if you want to separate out these two compartments, you can have the room separator used. That is, if you want to bifurcate between the passage area and the stair area, you can use the room separator here. So for now, I have used the room separator here. So that's why there are, means the room is not fully enclosed in this space. So I can place another room here. In this way, I can place another room in the same space using the room separator. And if you want to graphically check the room placement, you can go to VV or VG, visibility graphic override, place rooms. Okay. And if you just check this interior fill and reference, you can have this kind of floor plan visible. Okay. That is the blue pattern that is visible. If you just uncheck them, okay, so there won't be any difference to identify the rooms, except when you hover your mouse, you can have the cross uh, visible here whenever you select or hover to any of the room element that is placed. Okay, so to better visually understand the room placement, let's go to the VG or visibility graphic override, press search for the rooms, press the plus key and check the interior fill and references on. Okay, so in order to just get a better visualization of it. So in this way, we have the room placed. If you want to change the room number, room data, room name, etc., you can just select the room element, not the tag. Okay, room element. You can have the change using the tag also. Okay, but it's recommended to go and select the room element and can change it from here. If you want to change the room number, then if you want to change the room name, you can do it from here. Okay, or else if you don't want to change the room data from the any view or any floor plan, you can go to the room schedule and from here you can have it changed. Okay, for now I'm just adding a random values. Okay, for now let's check, let's go back to the floor plan again and we can see we have the living room, kitchen and bed changed. Okay, now let's shift them back to room, or maybe room 3, room 1, likewise room 2. Okay, for now let's go serially. Okay, so there are 8 rooms in our base project for now for the first 0 level floor plan, and just save it. So after the room placement, let's check its parameters. Okay, so once the room is placed, we can see the area of the enclosed room. We have the perimeter, that is the 4 sides of the room. We have the unbounded height. Okay, so let's check what is unbounded height. So let's go to the section view, and here also we will have the rooms interior fill and references on to get a better view. So the height is nothing but the blue portion that is entirely visible. Okay, so if I change or drag this shape handle here, you can notice there is change in the unbounded height. Okay, see, and as I change it, unbounded height and limit offset also changes. Okay, so if I change the base offset, let's see what happens if I make it 100. Okay, it's not changing because there are constraints here, that is computation height is set to 0. So if I change it to 100 here, and let's go back and change this to 100, I'm able to lift my room up by 100 mm. This is because the computational height parameter that is assigned to every level. Okay, okay, if you want to make any changes to the offset or the base offsets for the room, if you can do it using the by selecting its respective level and checking the computation height. If I set back to 0, then I will get an error because the room's lower offset is above the computation height. Okay, computation height is set to 0 and the room for base offset for the room is set to 100. So both should be practically at the same location. So if I put it back to 0, and then I can able to change the computation height back to 0. So there won't be any error. So in this way, the base and top offset works. So if I increase the height here, the offset limit is almost similar to the room bounded height because it's calculating with level 0 as a reference. As we have placed the level on level 0, so the total overall height is 2620 point something. Okay, so this is nothing but the unbounded height, and we have all the other data likewise. And it's like recommended to have the rooms enclosed between, or keep the rooms attached to the floor or any ceiling or maybe floor below and the ceiling or roof above. Okay, to make it practically sensible. Okay, so this in this way you can have the rooms placed. Okay, the upper end should be flushed or just intersecting with the ceiling or roof above or the floor above. If in case there is no ceiling in that particular room, and the bottom portion of the room must be touching to the floor below. Okay, in the similar way you can have all the rooms placed in your entire Revit model. Okay, so now as we have seen the color fill legend in case of the areas, let's check the same in case of the rooms. So let's go to annotate tab, go to color fill, and just place the legend anywhere you want. Okay, so now the spaces is the rooms, and if you want to bifurcate it, uh, the color scheme by any data. So we have the three types of data here. If you want to bifurcate the color scheme by room department, room name, or room number. So let's go ahead with the room name. Okay. So as we have seen, we have uh, 8 room names. Okay, room 1, room 2, room 3, likewise up to room 8. So we can have the color field legend of all the 8 rooms, that the bifurcation is created with respect to the room name. If you want the bifurcation to be created with respect to the room number, you can have it changed here. Okay, so as I hover or change or select the different parameter here, okay, you can notice the change in value. Now it's sorted with respect to the room number. Now it's sorted with respect to the room name. Okay, you can have the visibility checked on or off. You can change the color. Okay, you can change the color, you can change the pattern, anything. Okay, for now let's quickly check the example for few. If I turn off all the rest of the uh, visibility, so for now room 1, room 4, and room 7, only these 3 rooms are visible. So if I just check the uh, rooms off here, that is the color fill and references off, you can see only the 3 room color schemes are visible, as we have checked the visibility off for rest of the room elements. So if I want them back, select the schedule and check the visible boxes. Okay, apply. Okay, so in this way you can have your color fill legend for your rooms as well. Okay, with this we conclude the room elements. Hope you enjoyed learning. Thank you.